match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Broken, thankless, push you down, open.
Hello and welcome to our post NHL free agency coverage.
I lost my fucking dab pen already. I lost my fucking dab pen. Where did it go?
Oh, this episode's already going to shit.
There it is.
Adrenaline in my soul. Where the f*** is Cody Rhodes?
Where have you been? How was your vacation?
That was delightful. Oh my god, it's been that long, huh?
Yeah, it really has been. We
great
played a
vacation.
whole ass video game last week. We didn't even talk about wrestling. Ethan was doing a Brooklyn accent for the fucking Young Bucks and talking about how he was shocked that Abe Lincoln still had didn't have a hole in his head.
The fuck?
Are you shocked at all by anything that I say anymore?
Hi guys, I'm PK Batman. To my right.
I'm Don Imus. There's one person in this group that gets that.
Beneath us, but never below us.
I have no air conditioning in my home, but that's okay because my family left for the night and I can be as loud as I want on this podcast for which I am compensated well.
We would like to apologize to the audio-only listeners throughout this broadcast tonight. And to his right,
the Big Daddy T himself, the one that does everything, it seems like, Trevor!
You don't do a goddamn thing. You show up.
The Big Daddy T.
Well, the D doesn't stand for daddy. Let's put it that way.
No, because we only got one daddy in this chat. Well,
Hey.
a father. We have another father, but we have one daddy.
Hence why.
And that one daddy will be
Trevor
making
just
his...
Wait, did Trevor just come out as a dad? Did we just find out Trevor's impregnated some lucky lady somewhere?
Actually. Fuck you, Clint.
Every single room he has ever walked into, this man is laying pipes. Somebody call the Mario Brothers because they're about to be out of fucking business.
It's me.
All these plumbers, they applied for a PPP loan and they got the PPP loaned to them by Trevor.
The only person who's got more crack than those plumbers is Hunter Biden.
Holy...
Yeah, he left it at the White House. Just got off the rails early tonight, boys. Clint's drinking a gallon of milk. I refuse to believe that's water.
This is 100% water.
That's skim milk.
Anyway, god damn it.
It's clarified milk.
I'm going to be real with you guys. We all sat in a chat before all this going, what the fuck are we even going to talk about? Because two of the people in this chat haven't watched wrestling in a week. I've been sick, dying in bed. Trevor, what have you been up to?
Playing Fight Forever. Working.
So we've all been doing absolutely nothing.
Jack shit.
I
guys see the
have
mods?
been busy as fuck.
Have you guys seen the Fight Forever mods?
Yeah.
At all?
The Stadium Stampede mode looks really fun coming out.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there's actually somebody who's going in and putting WWE characters into Fight Forever. Like, I think the hashtag is Mod Forever. It's insane. Nice. Yeah, it actually looks really cool. So somebody put the Usos in. Somebody did the WCW Mayhem stage. So I will say, if Fight Forever, if Ukes, if AEW, if they expand what the create a character thing looks like, there are some really good looking things that they could add in. I mean, I know that mods aren't perfect and all that, but like the arcade style and the arcade look of the game, if you just like allow for additional textures and such, like it looks really cool. I'd highly suggest anybody go take a look at it. It's all over Twitter. I don't know if it's on Threads yet, but I'm assuming it will be.
Bro, be careful with threads. It links to your Instagram account. So if you don't want threads after a while and you decide to delete it, you also delete your entire Instagram account with it. The same thing also goes for blocks and bans. So if you post something on threads or Instagram that isn't allowed and they ban you, it bans both accounts. So be careful with threads. I looked into that shit this morning. Yes, absolutely. Bree, you will be presented with the championship we'll announce that later because Ethan's still putting the graphic together. It's been a busy week for him. Also, we want to take this time because we did hit a milestone this morning. Thank you all very much for getting us to 300 subscribers. We've gained over 100 in the past month alone, and it's been overwhelming, and the response from all of you has been fantastic, and thank you. We will continue to bring you the content that we want to deliver. We can't deliver it all the time. Let's be real. We're okay. Like, there's better podcasts. There's funnier ones.
Fuck you. Don't tell people that.
I'm being honest with our viewers, man.
Bullshit.
We are okay.
Well, somebody mentioned this quickly because I'm going to get back. I haven't even said shit on Twitch, and he's probably already banned me from the chat.
Yeah, I just got over to our Twitch. Thank you very much, LT, for 13 months, our only subscriber over a year on Twitch. We love you. But move that subscription on over to YouTube because we're not going to be on Twitch for much longer.
I'm at a year.
Oh, shit. You guys both. I got to eat an edible now. Get that while it's still good.
Yeah, I deactivated my my subscription when we found.
See, I can't. So here's my thing. I can't deactivate my Twitch subscription because we do have friends, Bree, her group. They do still broadcast on Twitch. So I got to make sure that we're supporting those. Go support our champion, Bree. She's over.
Also, go support Jordan the North.
Jordan the North. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, you British bastard!
To the person who brings over our UK audience. Thank you.
I was
close to a hype train. If we can hit that, I'll I don't know. I got like a 2 gram of wax in there infused in a pre-roll. I'll smoke that whole bitch on this thing.
I'll chug a whole 2-liter.
No one wants to see that.
I'm here for that. No, I'm here for that. I'm more here for the chugging the 2-liter.
But
Trevor got a girl pregnant, and now he's gonna chug down some whiskey. You know what? They said it couldn't happen, but it's like Kevin Garnett once said, anything is possible.
It's because somebody was on a boat.
It was supposed to be a joke for Hoochie Daddy for tomorrow, but that failed.
Oh, I thought you looked studly in that.
Yeah, you looked great. I don't know why you took it off.
Dudley.
Because it was getting hot.
Oh, yeah.
And
anyways, I know we all watched Forbidden Door. We didn't talk about that at all last week. We can talk about Forbidden Door.
Wow.
And we can talk about, how I never want them to break up MJF and Adam Cole. I want that tag team to last forever.
We can talk about how Roman Reigns got pinned.
Roman Reigns did get pinned for the first time in 3.5 years. A lot has happened.
Like a bitch.
Oh, that Roman Reigns, we went to go pin and just got low blowed. Oh.
Which was a nice callback to their first match together. Roman Reigns' first defense. That was a fucking callback to that. That was great. I forgot Money in the Bank was this past weekend. Holy shit, we did sit down and watch that at least.
And actually, not even just that, but his first pin 13 years ago or whatever, 10, 11 years ago, whatever it was also Jay.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of storytelling, which I like in my wrestling.
We also have Jonathan Coachman going after AEW Collision, saying that Saturday shows can't work. That got a little bit of attention, a lot of bit of attention. The coach out there.
I don't know why we're talking about the coach.
It was a big story.
I didn't hear about it, so obviously not that big.
That's not the first.
Is that supposed to be a pun about how, yeah, we didn't even watch Collision. Oh, we need to address this elephant.
I watched Collision.
Ethan, we needed to address this regarding Saturday.
What elephant? I thought we were still on Trevor's pick.
No.
We said we would address that Thursday. It completely slipped my mind because I've been happy for the past few days.
Yeah.
We want to address what happened on Saturday. We like to be transparent with you. And what happened was we showed up to the event, gear in hand. They already had a broadcast team for NWCW. They took over the whole thing. They set up a booth for us right by a scissor lift, about 40 feet away from the ring with crowd in front of us. So we chose to leave.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yep. We were offered the opportunity to continue the show. We decided to not continue the show. So just to clarify here, there was a bit of a miscommunication or just
No
lack
communication.
of telling us at all that there was that. It's fine. It's cool. We ended up going home having a great night. So you know what? I don't even care. Whatever. We had
Kevin
fun.
and I Balto for life.
Exactly.
Balto
We went home and had fun with our friends and family, and that's what matters.
Yes. So there's no hard feelings there, but that is why we didn't bring it to you. If you wanted to watch it, we hope you watch the NWCW stream. I'll be real with you. We did not. We were pretty pissed.
Oh, it took everything I had to not break shit. But that's just
Now,
Oh,
yeah,
but
but
he
there's
said,
no
she
reason
said
to that.
bullshit.
Look.
I think you better quit letting shit slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
Look, we pride ourselves on being as professional as possible in regards to this. So the goal here is to here, four-way scissor. Come on, Trevor. Figure it out. Figure it out. Open your fucking legs. Thank
I
you.
can't scissor for this long.
Lecciones no es difícil. Por favor, señor.
God, Russ, if you were a 5 foot tall woman and you did that to my face, I'd be in love with you.
Ay,
Regardless,
por favor, señor.
we're here. We're back. We've got things going down in the pipeline. There's future opportunities for us. We've reached out to somebody about another opportunity, so I don't want to spoil that until we have more information on that. They were recommended to us by a good friend of the show. So let's see where that's going to go. But now that is out of the way, back to Collision and whatever else.
Money in the Bank, because they were the same day.
Yep.
There were both big matches involved. I truly believe, like, we can kick it off. We have new Money in the Bank winners. On the women's side, Io Sky, as everyone expected, really. The handcuff bit where she handcuffed Bailey and Becky together so she could climb the ladder and grab the briefcase, wonderful. Mr. Money in the Bank is one Damian Priest.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it, but it's not LA Knight.
Yeah.
I think the problem here is everybody's running, and this is no offense to LA Knight. The problem is everybody's running on the LA Knight train, but it needs to be said that Damian Priest has put in the fucking work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Bad Bunny match is hands down one of the top 5 matches of the year so far, for me at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing we can do. We're on our first show in July. We are halfway through the year. At the end of the show, we will be counting down our 5 favorite matches of the year so far. So you boys got about an hour to think about that. And it's not going to be a draft style. It's going to be, everyone can just make their list.
Mm-hmm.
Cool?
Okay.
All right, but absolutely. We'll kick off with Money in the Bank. Damian Priest won the opening contest for the Money in the Bank contract by choke slamming LA Knight off the top of the ladder to climb up and grab the briefcase. A good win.
Yeah.
It was one of my more favorite Money in the Bank matches in recent memory, and it's because it wasn't as filled with spots as they have been in the past. There was a story that was told throughout the whole match instead of just, where can we put this spot? Where can we put this? So I liked that bit to it. I liked that there was the cohesiveness of everybody in it to be like, hey, fuck you, Logan Paul. You inserted yourself because of your popularity. Now we're going to make sure you don't win. It was, I enjoyed it.
There was a big spot plan that got botched between Logan Paul and Ricochet. They have both acknowledged that it was a botch. I'm glad both of them are okay. That looked pretty nasty. I don't know when we get to the point where instead of just going for it completely, you just bail out of it and go, we couldn't fucking pull it off. But that could have seriously injured one or both of them. They're both lucky.
We are glad that they're fine, though.
Yes. Oh, we can talk about the female Money in the Bank because I thought that ladder match was better than the men's. And in fact, I would go so far as to say that that was the best female Money in the Bank ladder match of all time.
It's big words coming from you, Mr. Ladder Match aficionado.
It was great. It was filled with good spots. I'm going to shout out Zelina Vega with her fucking code blue from the top of the ladder to Zoe Starks. The Trish Stratus storyline running through it with Becky and Zoe. There was the Bailey pushing over Io on the ladder to keep her from winning the briefcase. There were a lot of stories built into this one, which made the ladder match much more enjoyable. And it was even better for me because Io Sky won.
I can't complain with that or argue with that at all. I do think the right person. I think so. This came down to another one of those scenarios where the men's Money in the Bank. I saw it going in. There were two reasonable options to win it. There was a third outlier that I actually was on board for Logan Paul winning it, just from a visual aspect. Because I kind of like him pissing everybody off. But Zelina Vega and Io Sky, those were your options going in my opinion, anyway, to win this thing, and they did a good job.
We can talk about the big, I'm going to call it a face turn, because Shayna Baszler turned on Ronda Rousey.
It's 100% a face turn.
And the promo on Monday after, where she was like, no one wants to hear you talk. You fucking you waltzed in here while I climbed my way up the ladder and busted my ass to get here. That promo, this whole thing, these 2 days of Shayna, the Saturday and the Monday, have made me want the Shayna and Rhea program we had down at NXT. And I don't think you're too far off from that if Shayna goes over on Ronda at SummerSlam.
So there was 3 matches I didn't get, which was both of the Money in the Banks and that one, but that's because I was at the place that we've already talked about.
Listen, this is no. We have to talk about
We
this
will
one.
get to that shortly, Mr. Bailey.
So this was not a babyface move by Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's entitled. Okay. Ronda Rousey came into WWE to lift the profile of the women's division. She was put in a bad spot. She was initially brought in a match that mattered, and they've booked her like garbage, both runs. And now all the dirt sheets are saying that she's got a heart out, and that they're gonna wrap this up with Baszler, and then Ronda Rousey went from being this mega star in UFC, the baddest woman on the planet, the works, and from Jump Street, they botched what she was supposed to be. They never gave her a mouthpiece that they could have given her and actually made her into a legit badass. She's not good on the mic. She's never been good on the mic. They've had every opportunity to do something with her and to make her come off like a credible performer. Her in-ring work is iffy, right? Like, it's not fluid, but she doesn't have to be. Ken Shamrock, at certain points in his career, wasn't exactly fluid. He had that MMA experience. And like, over time, I think he got to be a bit more fluid in the ring, but like, he was just a legit badass. They haven't done a good job with her. Now, I say all of this mostly facetiously, but like, I do think it'll be fine. Like, they're going to try to build up Baszler. It's fine. The Rousey thing, genuinely though, has never been booked well. So I don't think it matters at this point. I don't think the fans care. But it is kind of a shame. Like, you think about the way that there have been rumors about the merger with Endeavor, that maybe you'll see more former UFC people make that switch. All right, well, Amanda Nunes isn't going to do it. But if she ever did, if I were her, and I'm looking at how they booked Ronda Rousey, I have tremendous pause in any kind of decision to get into WWE. It's just a point. I mean, like, that Ronda Rousey wasn't like the number 3 contender. She wasn't somebody who like couldn't hack it. She was the baddest woman on the planet. And I think a lot of it had to do with she debuted with smiles on her face in the first run. I don't think that the theme music ever helped her because it was just too upbeat. She should have just been a legitimate badass from day one. And they never let her be that. So like, none of it matters. And I actually do feel bad because she tried to make it into something, and I just don't think they ever did her any favors. If you
were going to put any mouthpiece with her, barring Paul Heyman, because I don't want to take Heyman away from any bloodline shit, who would you give her as a mouthpiece?
I would have given her Heyman the first run. Not now, but like the initial run, that would have worked.
I don't
I
feel
don't
like
see why
she
not.
needed it on the initial run. I think
I do.
on the initial run, just what happened was bad booking. Like,
I think
she
she's
was
always
over.
needed a mouthpiece. I think she's always needed a mouthpiece, though.
Because
I
she was,
think
you know what it was? Hold on. I'll just cut this right here. It's the Becky shit. When Becky had that big fucking moment, it didn't matter who was the other champion. It was all about Becky. And it was the Survivor Series shit, where it went from being supposed to be Becky and Ronda, it went from Charlotte to Ronda. The whole match got booed out of the fucking building. And when they had the DQ finish and they were just booing Rousey on the way out because she wasn't Becky. It's the same thing with Rey Mysterio back at the Rumble. He wasn't booed because he was a heel. He was booed because he wasn't Daniel Bryan.
Fair.
That's when
Fair.
everything started to turn. And then they were just like, Rousey couldn't hack it with the people booing her. Because when she had people cheering her, she over the moon.
I have a slightly different take on this, and it's not even that. I think her backstage antics I don't want to say antics, but her lack of a real good like mentor on her first run is what sealed the deal with her never getting over. And it's not from it's a social media aspect, because as fans, we all found out about it. And then from there, you build this narrative of like, oh, okay, well, she thought she was going to come in and just win everything and yada, yada, yada. If the social media aspect wasn't there, she'd have been over like Rover from the start.
Look, if you want to learn more about the Ronda Rousey stuff, just look up Ronda Rousey Sandy Hook. You'll get all the information you need about Ronda from that.
Jesus Christ.
That's all I needed to know. I've never liked Ronda in the WWE.
Where?
Never.
Ooh, dark.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Abe Lincoln.
But how was the show?
How was the show?
How was the show? So, hey, Mr. President, how was the show?
First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Cody, because Cody, first of all, first person to reach out on Saturday, say shit, and
Cody
just
Rhodes?
him going 3 days later on our post going, so how was the show? That fucking popped me. So that was the moment I was like, okay, fuck this. It's funny now.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yes, Shayna turned on Rousey. Rousey's going to be leaving after SummerSlam.
I want to clarify why I liked that move so much is because I felt like the Shayna Baszler we've seen on the main roster, and I think Trev and I have had this conversation before, is so watered down from the absolute badass that she was in NXT. And that's what I want. I want that Shayna Baszler.
I want the NXT version to come back.
Which I think that's what Trips is building to, and I think the starting block is her beating Rousey. But we can move on to the other match of the night. There was Cody Rhodes versus Dominic.
Didn't watch.
There was nothing to it really. Cody beat Dominic.
Cody is cooling off again.
The only thing that was great about that match was mommy.
Yeah, Rhea's the best part of any show.
Yep.
Cody is cooling off again.
Yep. And so, oh God, we're going to go down. Well, I'm going to ask that question after we get through this little like kind of review on it, but I have a question about that.
Cody has never felt smaller in this WWE run than he does right now. The steam, the piss and vinegar, it's all gone. There was a couple of questionable booking decisions, and it's not a thing. It's not very good.
Who the hell?
Oh, there.
Oh, what's up?
What? Oh shit! This is a big show. Holy shit!
Yeah, we're
The boss man, Jeremiah Goldman, joining us.
We are talking we're recounting our previous pay-per-view or the pay-per-views and stuff from over the weekend. Big moments on mainstream or on main shows.
Yeah, we were just talking about Cody Rhodes and Dominic, how Cody's never felt smaller in the WWE universe.
What?
Russ's words.
I can't. Well, he's just not. The prominence is not there from when he was brought on. You've got Seth winning the title, which it's going to pick steam. I think it's going to pick back up. And this is just a weird borderline, but the continuation of the Brock feud is what throws me off as to why we're. I know why we're sticking
with no
it.
explanation of what the Brock thing ever was.
Other than
That's the other
Brock
problem.
F5'd him the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah, but like they never gave the explanation why. They never said that.
I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying
it's just
the only
it's never made
explanation we ever
sense.
got. I know it's rare that we agree, but the only explanation we've got is Brock F5'd Cody the night after Mania. That was it.
Right.
And then now we have a program that's run from Mania to SummerSlam involving Dominic Mysterio just to try to get him over a little bit more than he already is, as if he's not already the most over thing on Raw next to Rhea.
I was like, Dom is so over, dog. He looks like a child. I love Dom.
This more felt to get Cody over than it did to get Dom over. Because Dom's hotter than Cody right now, in my opinion.
I think that's
Dom's
why they tried to put these two together, but it just doesn't work.
No, because there was nothing to it outside of I know your father, slap. Which is the problem now going with Cody. He has the finish the story narrative, and that's all anything's going to be until he wins the title.
I did like something, and I'm sure Russ watched this as well. The press conference after the end of it. Did you happen to watch that?
I watched part of it.
I very much enjoy Cody in those press conferences. There's a level of like, I'm still real like happy to be here and transparency with the fans and those kind of things. And I enjoy it. And then even the little bits where he's like, hey, we had an interview before, didn't we? So it's almost like a remembrance of where he was when he wasn't there.
I was on a Forklift podcast, and
If he was, we'd have told fucking everybody.
We would have more than 300 subscribers right now.
Maybe.
that's why I do this, because I care, because I need to finish my story.
That
You
was
got
like
nothing else.
That was bad.
Do an Andrade to make up for that.
I can't.
Andrade and Cody, come on. It's the biggest feud in AEW history.
I mean, call him and see if he can end up making it here to the
I put him through a table. Like, you know, they lit the table on fire. And
Dog.
then he takes the bump through the table. It does not even hurt me, but I am pinned. And he is burned.
He's hurt.
Tranquilo.
He's hurt. No, dog, bro. So I don't know. I like Cody. Cody's really good. Cody doesn't interest me, like storyline wise, like at all, anywhere, ever. Like even when he came back, I'm gonna defeat Roman, right? Like I like the Sami Zayn parts more. Like it's
We all
It
like the
wasn't-
Sami Zayn parts more.
it's not Cody's part. Like I don't know, man. Cody's good because he can net attention, but like you can't do anything with him. It doesn't benefit anybody to be with him.
This is why everybody got so pissed off with him in AEW. Because
But the
and here's the other thing. He is meant to be a heel. Cody Rhodes would be exponentially more engaging as a heel.
Yeah.
Point blank. Like there's no other way to look at it. There's no way to like continue. The whole thing's bullshit. The whole thing in AEW could have flipped on its head if he had just turned heel, if he had broken his promise, if he had pursued the world title. There was like a whole thing that was good business, easy to execute. It's there. I don't know how they're going to eventually, like they want to build this back to Cody and Roman. Okay, they're going to do a whole bunch, like they're going to do a whole bunch of stuff here that's going to make us, hate Roman. He decimates his own family, yada, yada, yada. Cody's going to come in on the white horse and everything's great. All right, he's going to win. If he wins at WrestleMania 40 in Philly, then what? What's the story? There is no story unless he wins by like getting help from Triple H. Like it doesn't, none of it makes sense. It doesn't work. None of it works.
Can I run this? Because we're past it now. We can't do it now, but let me run this scenario by you. Cody should have won Money in the Bank.
No.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. To turn him heel. Hear me out. Because the same thing plays out. The Usos beat Roman in Solo the same night. Jay goes on to face Roman at SummerSlam. Jay beats Roman at SummerSlam and Cody cashes in on Jay, the boos in that building would be fucking enormous if he cashed in on Jay.
That's true.
And Cody
No,
would feel like
it would have been better if they had continued the entire story through WrestleMania with Sammy. Sammy wins, and Cody cashes in on Sammy. That would have been
Sammy's
even
the
quicker.
Sammy's the most over,
or at least he was.
See,
he still is. He's still is.
I agree with the WWE in the regards of you keep the money in the bank out of the line storyline because you got to get over that other belt. So the cash in has to happen on Seth.
Well, Seth's going to be going away soon to film a Marvel show. Do you guys see Finn winning the belt at SummerSlam and Damian cashing in on Finn?
So that would be interesting for sure.
Ooh, that would be cool. That would be cool. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want the Judgment Day to break up. I don't like that we can't have nice things longer than like 6 months. It makes no sense to me. Like, let it.
Especially since they're blowing up the bloodline. Like, you have the position, you have the ability right now. If we're imploding the bloodline, you could make the Judgment Day the #1 heel faction. Obviously, it's problematic because Rhea Ripley is the most popular woman, if not like one of the top 3 most
Superstar,
popular people
dog.
in the
She's the most popular superstar right now.
But like, aside from everybody liking her and liking to hate Dom, like, you could make them this top faction, let them go for 6 months, and it's credible. Priest has the briefcase, Finn gets the title, Rhea's got the title. Put Dominic in a program and have him either go after that Intercontinental title or have Dominic take on.
I would love to see Gunther hate fuck Dominic. I would love it so much.
But like, imagine that.
Hate fuck him, and then I want Gunther to lose to him. Like, oh my god,
fuck you. Gunther needs to be the longest reigning IC champion.
No, dog.
He needs
Gunther needs to catch that L from Dom Mysterio. What solidifies the Judgment Day more than Dom beating Gunther? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
Rey Mysterio helping his son to get the title.
Oh my god, you're awful.
Face turn to bring the Judgment Day to the good side, to the light side.
You guys are killing me. Just
I really
nada
want
más
Gunther
importante
to
que
lose
el
the
amor
Dom
de un padre para su niño, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
Okay, so SummerSlam. Let's just assume that the 2 title matches on this show are going to be Jay and Roman, and I think that's going to be the main line, the headliner.
100%.
And then your other one is Finn and Seth again for the belt.
It's fine.
Finn wins. I think Finn wins the belt. You put the belt on Finn. Priest doesn't cash in on Finn. Does the fake out bit again, right? But like, hey man, all right, we see you. You know, acknowledged you as said leader, and you pull the Rey Mysterio with Jey Uso. Jey Uso holds the belt, and Damian Priest immediately cashes in on Jey Uso. Judgment Day holds the 2 big belts, 3 big belts.
Did they book Cody versus Lesnar yet at SummerSlam?
Yeah. Yes.
Damn, too bad they couldn't just turn that into a fatal 4-way.
No, and then here's what you do: you have Dominic Mysterio beat Asuka to win the women's championship, and then they hold all 4 big titles.
Dominica Mysterio.
Dom's gotta beat Gunther.
No.
Yes.
That's the big belt.
That's the big belt.
No,
like,
Gunther is fighting lost territory. Dominic needs to be hate.
Let me talk to you.
Gunther's got to lose to fucking Dom. Yeah.
Seriously though, Priest with the briefcase, Rhea with the title, Finn with the title. Get Dom pursuing a title. Give them 6 months. I don't know why this should not be complicated. It's right there for you. What other faction right now is worth a damn in WWE? It's the Bloodline, and it's Judgment Day. The LWO, not really.
Imperium.
They're fun. Yeah, okay. It would be cool
Gunther,
if maybe
it's because of Gunther.
What if?
And that jacket work.
They blew the chance for this. Can you imagine if when Drew McIntyre came back, if he had just saluted Gunther and Drew McIntyre became part of Imperium? That would have been
hot. That would have been
like
hot.
that would have been insane.
So here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clint, hear me out. This makes you
here.
feel better, right? Because like I feel like the reality is Dominic's gonna beat Gunther, right? But hear me out. No, he is. Hear me out. So they're gonna cheat, obviously, because in like a fair fight, Dominic would die. He would get murdered. So they're gonna cheat. They're gonna cheat really hard. He's gonna beat him, right? But that now allows you to get Gunther into the main title scene because one of the two members is holding it. And then there you go. Now Walter Gunther is going for a heavyweight belt. But Dominic Mysterio ended that title reign.
Yeah, I want Gunther to win the Rumble. I want Gunther so badly to win the Rumble this year.
Nah.
I want him to go into WrestleMania as IC champion, win the World Championship, and then vacate the IC title.
No, Dom's going to beat him for it. Dirty Dom, dog. Or Dom, if you're his mommy.
Well, the easy program here is going to be, this is where you come back to Cody, the Cody verse that's somehow made its way to WWE. Cody wins the title. Gunter becomes his like main foil, and you run that for 6 months. That's a big program. But I don't know.
Ethan, have you finished up that graphic yet?
Yes, I believe I just sent you the one. As long as that thing didn't populate, because for some reason Canva's been doing that to me recently.
Got it. Sweet.
And Clint,
Yep.
when Dom is your new IC champion, right, because he beat Gunther, you do a reverse IC title thing where instead of Dom being the workhorse, he becomes the workhorse because you make him fight every workhorse on the fucking roster every week. Like he's going through Gable. He's going like dog. Like you're fucking making him work.
Chad Gable is the one to beat Gunther.
No, he's not Dominic, dog. He doesn't have that dog in him like Dom does.
That dog.
Doesn't have that Dom in him.
He doesn't got that Dom in him, dog. That Dom. I'm sorry, dog.
We've touched fully.
Did you see that Renaissance painting that ended Monday Night Raw, where Rhea's holding Dom, who's looking up at Damian like, and Rhea's like, and then Finn's like, and then Priest is like it was fucking amazing. I'm sorry. They took a group that everybody was screaming to fucking just get rid of, and they have now become the top thing on a show where people will sit there for 5 minutes singing. Like, Dom's got to beat Gunther. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Big announcement while we got Jeremiah here now. Tomorrow night at 7:15 on a Forklift YouTube channel, Annie O'Neill and myself will be bringing you the For Us Wrestling Oops All Bangers 2 live pre-show. We're so glad to get Annie involved. Annie is a wonderful person. She's one of the, in my opinion, one of the most well-liked people working in the wrestling industry today.
Concur.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have a couple interviews with some wrestlers leading up, vignettes, all that shit. It's going to be very fun. Tune into that. 7:15 tomorrow night. We're going to run until about 8:45, and then we're going to switch you guys over to the, is it going to be Wrestling Rage on YouTube?
I think so. I have a Cody for that. Like I don't know. That.
Just check out all of the For Us Wrestling socials, and
it'll be linked in the bio. It'll be linked in the bio of our kickoff show, where you can go directly if you're not in the Metro Detroit area to watch the FU show, because we know we have a big market in India and the United Kingdom.
We love India. We love.
So yeah, if you're the small demographic from the U.S. watching, please come out and see. If you're not, watch the kickoff show on YouTube, and then watch the Wrestling Rage broadcast of FU Wrestling Presents Oops All Bangers 2, which you can catch the preview show from that over on the Wrestling Rage YouTube channel. It will be linked down below on our rerun.
So,
Clint, Clint, can I share my screen really quick?
Can you what?
Share my screen really quick.
If you have the ability to.
Look who is coming back, guys. Why isn't it showing?
Creed?
What?
Creed Bratton? Creed Fisher?
What the heck? Why is it frozen? That's not okay. Hold on.
Is it just Creed?
No, hold on. This is important. This is maybe the most important thing to have happened in
Is
like
it like
the
Creed
last.
the Jesus band?
No, what?
Fucking hate Scott Stapp.
But I love Creed.
Okay, I don't know why it won't show. Now I'm very upset. But the point still stands. Oh wait, hold on. This might work.
Bro, they make you high.
Oh, I know why. It's because I was trying to share the wrong tab. Here we go.
Well, it's
Here we
good
go.
that Russ
Here.
is still a big Creed fan.
They
I do like
updated
that
their
Russ
picture.
is a fan of
Can
Creed.
you take me higher
Everyone's a fan of Creed.
I'm not.
to a place
This
where
blind
men
men see.
Man, okay,
Mark
so
Tremonti is one of the greatest guitar players of all time. Shut the fuck up.
let me explain to you
I
why Alter Bridge fucking rocks and Creed fucking sucks. It's one name. It's Scott fucking Stapp. I was working. The year is 2009. I am working at WRIF in Detroit. It is the backyard barbecue. It's the Dave and Chuck backyard. Or no, it was just backyard barbecue. It was before Dave and Chuck got there. So we're there. We show up for work that day. We had to go it's like 85, 90 fucking degrees. There's this thing and they're playing Pine Knob that night or whatever. Anyway, we're parking cars, shit like that. We come back to the building. We have this swath of people outside. Can't let them into the courtyard yet. And no one can walk through the building. Why can no one walk through the building, you ask? It's because Scott fucking Stapp has it in his rider that no one can be within 25 feet of him at any given time. It's not COVID. And by the way, this also was not 2002. And this was not Human Clay. No, this was 2009 Scott Stapp, who no one wanted to be 25 feet from. So it's an acoustic set because they're going to play their big show later. I'm sitting there and I'm sitting I'm basically security. They have dipshit 18-year-old me doing security. And I'm standing by the stage and I've got a Creed Greatest Hits CD in my pocket because my brother is a big fan and I wanted to get signatures.
Of course Cody is.
No, he's my cousin. No, Neil.
Of course Neil is.
So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for everything to happen. And the drummer is playing an acoustic set. He has 2 bongos and a triangle, and he didn't fucking hit any of it. Not a single thing did he ever hit. So at one point, him and I just start talking because he's not mic'd at all to play anything. So we're sitting there bullshitting and whatnot. And he goes, I fucking hate this tour. I don't even care. He's never going to see this. But he was just like, I fucking hate this shit. He goes, this is the 4th one of these acoustic sets that we've had to play. I haven't done a goddamn thing. He goes, and all I want to do is go inside and sit in the air conditioning. So we got up.
Shut the fuck up.
Minutes left in the set, and we went inside. And I got kicked back out of my own fucking workplace by Scott Stapp yet again. And then all of the guys except him signed the CD. So you know what? No. Mark Tremonti is dope, though. He's a good dude.
I've become a bigger fan of Scott Stapp.
25 feet from me.
I'm going to take Cody up on his offer tomorrow. I'm going to put you through the fucking table.
Don't care.
Man, my
Don't breathe.
How dare you disrespect Weathered too? If it still would have been 04 Scott Stapp, I would have been happy because Weathered was a fucking bomb.
Watch Hoochie Daddy.
You're telling me you don't get emotional every time you see that Jeff Hardy video right before he takes on The Undertaker in a ladder match.
We have gotten so far off fucking track.
So something
who
was
gives
talked
a
about
shit?
earlier
Yeah,
about
baby.
the Tiger Driver, 91 specifically.
Yeah, let's talk about Will Ospreay
good
versus
vintage.
Kenny Omega.
Good vintage.
Ethan, take the reins, please.
I don't even. I'm just.
That
To
move
me,
is
that's one of
awesome.
those moves that you don't see frequently.
It's effective.
And it's what?
It's effective.
Yeah,
Effective.
it's very
It
very
works.
effective. Hey, what's the move? Oh, I'm going to drop him all on this area.
The first thing I did when I saw that is I instantly went to Facebook and posted, please don't do a Tiger Driver 91 at your next show. Thank you.
Dog,
This
guess what I'm doing tomorrow?
a Tiger Driver 91
Not
off the top
that.
of a ladder.
Fuck no, dog. Hell no.
No, stop KJ from doing one though.
Dog, I'm going to take it off a ladder.
No. How much edibles am I going to have to bring
No.
you to bring you back to life?
Oh, dog. We're going to need shroom
That is
chocolate.
true. I do like Breaking Benjamin. I have them
Oh.
tattooed on my finger.
Oh, how unfortunate. We need to lob that finger off. You don't need it.
Surprised he hasn't
shut
cut his
the
own
fuck
finger off
up.
opening up fucking carrot bags.
I'm gonna
Well,
say
at least we know which
Oh, that
finger
was
you
his
wipe your
finger.
bum with. And you got to wipe your finger with that bum.
I
Your
guess
bum
that
with
so that
finger.
that brings to me that brings up like a protected finisher type thing, right? So that's a move that doesn't get used a lot. And then you've got the one winged angel, and you've got other things like that. At what point is it a protected finisher, or is it just a move that's like generally reckless to do because most, if not all, wrestlers should not be performing?
Burning hammer.
I love the burning hammer.
That's very protected for a good reason.
Unless your name is Brian Kendrick. Apparently, the way to kick out of a burning hammer is anti-Semitism.
I have never on the indies seen a burning hammer win.
They don't, because nothing wins on the indies outside of like a clothesline or a super kick.
Nut
Dusty
shot.
finish.
Nut shot, man, almost always wins.
Because I was cooking dinner for me and Tony, because we were on a weight loss thing, I was making steak, potatoes, and fried carrots.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
And what that led to was a trip to the hospital and losing the tip of my finger. So
Osprey and Omega was a really good match.
it was a very, very good
So
match.
like that move, right? Like the Tiger Driver 91. That's a move where you have to go to your opponent and go, "You should hit me with this." That's not a move where you're like, "Man, I'm just gonna go in and start murdering people."
You don't go to
Like-
somebody and go, "Hey, I think I'm gonna do this to you." It's the hey, you should hit me with that. See how that goes.
Yeah,
So
That move should have been a finish. There is absolutely no world in which you see that move and you kick out of it.
well, you're not gonna do anything that looks more devastating than that move.
No, exactly. Like that should
Period.
be, I've exhausted every possible resource. I've exhausted every move. I can't do anything else. I'm desperate, and I'm going to pull out this move that almost nobody ever does.
Yeah.
That's like,
so
that I think is the biggest problem.
And it almost looked like he broke his fucking neck when he did it.
So it's interesting that you both bring that up, like the whole you go to someone and say, hit me with this move. Did any of you watch the Undertaker Mick Foley documentary 25th anniversary of Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Where like Mick had to beg Undertaker to do half the stuff in that match. He had to beg him to throw him off the cell or to choke slam him on the top of it. Or
He threatened to jump. He threatened Taker that he would jump himself, or Taker could help him take the move more safely.
Yeah.
And then it was the chair, and then the choke slam that wasn't supposed to go through the cage, and the chair hitting him in the face. Taker wanted to end the match. He breaks his ankle jumping down from the top into the ring. Then they had to do like the whole thing with Terry Funk trying to talk Foley out of going back to the ring. Then he starts climbing again. It's actually funny you bring it up because I said this on It's Just Wrestling a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I think it was a week ago. That whole thing, you run the risk of replication or attempted replication, and it's not going to be safe. So many of the things that Foley was willing to do to himself are things that no one else should have ever tried. And in fairness, a lot of people have done, and it's not smart or safe. And he's admitted that he cut his own career short with some of the things he was willing to do. Tiger Driver 91, performed by two professionals who work safely, is still a dangerous move and is still questionable at best to try to execute. But the problem is some jackass at an armory in Illinois is going to try it and break a guy's neck. And that's a real problem. And by the way, it's going to happen, and it's not going to finish the match. It's going to be a risky move that somebody's going to try because they're trying to pop the crowd. And they're never going to get noticed. And the only way that they're going to get famous is that clip goes viral. The guy who drops the other dude on his head is going to, essentially his career will be over. And the guy who gets his neck broken, his career will be over. It's stupid. Like, it's fine in a vacuum, or it's fine like in that one instance. But what it could eventually lead people to do, to try more risky moves, it's stupid And it's why, like, you see Ospreay even say that he's changing and he's starting to do the math in his head about what moves are okay to try, which moves are worth the effort, which moves are worth the risk, changing his entire style because he's taking years off his own career. In a vacuum, it's an amazing match. It's a great move. There's really excellent storytelling within that match, psychology, pacing, everything. But that move in some way overshadowed the match. I think that the honest reason that they didn't finish it with that move is because they wanted to show that Omega was okay. And that Omega could wrestle another, was it 8 minutes or 10 minutes after that move, that like he wasn't paralyzed. I think that honestly is the reason that it didn't end it, because if Ospreay hits that move, the match ends and Kenny's just like laying there and they stretcher him out, people are going to legitimately think that he broke his neck.
And that would kill the whole show. The pay-per-view would be over.
100%. And you can't risk it. But
so what essentially we're getting here is like moves like that are okay when they're done by two exceptionally good professionals like Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. Because I've rewatched that match. And if you rewatch it, you see how tucked Kenny's chin is for that. You see that most of it hits his shoulders and a little bit on his neck, and that he is fine. But if you're a person sitting in that audience, I imagine your breath was taken away and you were... The only way I can compare it is when I was at fucking Hell in a Cell at Little Caesars Arena and Shane McMahon jumped off the top of the cell and Kevin Owens moved and he just went crashing through that announce table. I remember sitting there, LT was sitting there. If he's in the chat, he'll attest to this. He looked at me and he said, I don't ever want to see that motherfucker wrestle again. I don't. That's that breaking point. There's just certain moves you just in a spectrum or like that, a match like that where those two are trying to, like, they had match of the year on the 4th of January and they're trying to upstage it here. Honestly, the jumping hidden blade, like when awesome. Kenny went for that V trigger, that's my new favorite move. That move was fucking good. And you know what? You can see that he fucking hits him with his armpit with it. And it still looks good as fuck. Still looks devastating. But yeah.
It was an excellent match. And then it kind of put Okada and Danielson in a place that you're not going to be able to follow it.
No. Oh, also the best kick out
match, but
the best kick out at one I have ever seen in a match was that match.
The One Wing Angel by
and Kenny
that Kenny kicked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can talk about Okada and Omega. They had an impossible task following. And it even got harder when Danielson broke his arm 20 minutes into a 30-minute match.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, the finish with him using his legs added more for me. I thought that was spectacular. It just cemented me more and more that Danielson is the best professional wrestler on the face of the earth.
But there is the problem that he gets hurt almost every time he wrestles now.
These
like they kept him in bubble wrap for the last 2 months leading up to the show because they didn't want that main event to get jeopardized. And
then it got jeopardized.
And then he got hurt. Now, he admitted that his arm was in the wrong place during that elbow drop. And like, that's on him for not being in a safer position. And like, yeah, that's a fluke. But
could have taken the cock drop.
You know what my problem is? This is where I come back to, and I hate playing revisionist history, but this is where like Danielson could have had a title run by now, and it should have been as soon as he got in the company, because that was the time to capitalize with him. He just hasn't had the same pop behind him. Blackpool Combat Club has not made him a bigger star. It has not, given him more momentum. This was a cool match, but this match would have been better last year, 5 or 6 months into his run. But Russ, he was out.
Russ, I'll add something onto that. I'll actually say being a part of the Blackpool Combat Club has been a detriment to his career.
You could almost make the case that it's been to all of them.
Yeah, he got injured last year in the Anarchy in the arena, so he had to miss Blood and Guts. He was out for a long time.
Yep.
Got injured again when he came back to where he was on the shelf for a couple weeks. He had that good program with Garcia. Had that great Iron Man match where he didn't seem to get injured. He just seemed like he was tired after that.
Although he did get hurt. I mean, he admitted in the post scrum at after the last show, after Forbidden Door, that
Yeah.
he had a compressed vertebrae,
Mhm.
and there was something else after that match. So he
And
did
then
get hurt, which was
He didn't. They did a very, very good job protecting him in Anarchy in the Arena 2.
Yep.
And then gets injured on an elbow drop. I want to see Danielson with a title. Any title at this point, to be honest with you. I'd love to see him take the title off Orange Cassidy.
No.
But, like, right now...
I can make a case that the only person out of that entire elite BCC rivalry that has come out better than they were going in is Wheeler Yuta.
Yuta's a fucking star.
That just what it's done for his career, taking him from somewhere and then coming back. What's up?
Oh no, I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Because I mean,
I was agreeing
because
with you.
everybody else, what it's done to them is it's either left them stagnant, it's pulled them down. In the case of, in my opinion, the case of the Bucks and Hangman, it's kind of pulled them down a bit, or it left them injured on the Bryan Danielson thing. I don't think Moxley's gained anything out of it. I don't think Claudio's really gained anything out of it. Ring of Honor hasn't gained anything by having their champion in that bit. The
Sound
only
like a
person
robot.
professionally, I don't know how to fix that. The only person professionally that's come out of that is Yuta that has gone upwards. So,
Ethan, reboot your stream.
Dog, it was doing really
he sounds
good.
fine to me.
Oh,
It was
sounds
doing
robotic.
really. Oh, it was doing really good up until William Regal left.
Well,
And
and there you go. Like there was
Yeah,
a case to be
I
made
get-
that they probably could have disbanded at that point.
That's when I would have like William Regal kind of what like. So the group's dope because William Regal is leading this hit squad of badasses, right? Who are badasses in all their different ways, and we're showcasing it. But William can talk because William can he talks real well with his mouth words. But you then get rid of William, and then John can do a look at me promo, right? Like, but he's not like a leader of a group. Like that wasn't really, it's D-Bry is not the hottest mic talker. Like he's good at getting you behind him. Like I'm the movement, you know what I mean? And he had good heel work, but it's a group thing. It's different. I don't know. And
I almost feel like it would have made more sense for them to just try to have Callis become the new Regal for the group. They just the momentum is so gone. There are two problems with it. One, this is very clearly the storyline that should have happened between the Elite and Punk and FTR. And if they were going to add Wardlow or who else they were going to add to it, the whole idea of we are really the Elite because we are the best pro wrestlers, that should have been a Punk and FTR storyline, which has made this whole thing feel like diet. This is diet what we should have gotten. The other thing is, I can't go as far as like a Jim Cornette or a Brian Last and say that Moxley's the worst pro wrestler in the world. But
I'm not doing all those.
But the act has worn incredibly thin at this point. He needs to go away for a bit. It's the same shit every time. I bleed.
let the man take his vacation.
I'm gonna crush your bones and drink your blood. Like it's the same shit. It would be so much more effective if he'd go away for a bit. Now, what they maybe have with him in Kingston and Renee is interesting, but again, that could exist outside of the Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio is no more intriguing to me in this than he was, before he joined the BCC. I don't think anybody's benefited. And I disagree though. I don't think Yuta's a star. Yuta has the same look to me. He's had he had a great, he pinned Omega, but Yuta feels less than. He always has. And when he's in that group with those guys, he's always going to feel less than. He has not been elevated. I just don't see it.
I thought he got elevated from nobody to mid card. I did think he did.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if he goes after the international title, but I don't know if we ran back. Imagine if they ran back Garcia versus Yuta. Are we going to be thrilled with that? They put Garcia with Jericho and they put Yuta with these guys. And if I had to watch a match between them, I'd be pissed off because I'd say this is the same shit we saw on Rampage a year ago. Are they bigger? Are they more developed on the mic? I don't know. They look largely the same. They sound largely the same. Neither of them have really advanced in the way that I'd want them to.
Hold on a second. Ethan, are you just trying to kill all your channel points?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I'm not doing 37 hits.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I'll do another dab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on from this conversation because we got about a half hour left in the show. Let's get down to our top 5 favorite matches of the year so far.
That's a good
As
question.
Jeremiah does a dab.
Are we ripping the shit off and we're just going?
Yeah. I gotta
Do
make
you want
this
descending
rocket
order, or do you just not care? I'm not really gonna like put mine in an order. I'm just gonna give you 5 matches I really like.
That's kind of how I feel it. 5 matches you really like this year. And we can mix and match matches. Doesn't matter. This isn't draft order like normal. I'll kick it off since we're talking about AEW. Adam Page versus John Moxley from Revolution, the Texas Death Match.
I like how Russ is writing stuff down. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns at Montreal.
That's my number 3.
Well, mine was definitely Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega from Forbidden Door.
Okay. Maya.
Huh?
We're doing top 5 matches of the year so far.
Oh, the tag. There's no order to my order.
Which tag match?
The Zayn Owens Usos.
Yeah, the tag. I don't
Okay.
I feel like everybody knew what I meant by that, but
I don't know. The last tag match was
Russ
really
knew
good.
what
That
I
might crack my top 5.
that.
Russ, what's yours?
My number 2
But, like, it
is Rhea versus
wasn't
Charlotte.
like the
What's
tag.
your first one you said? I'm sorry if I didn't catch it.
So I have my top 3. I'm trying to figure out the bottom.
We're
2.
just not, you don't have to put them in order. We're just saying them.
Yeah, just give
So,
one.
I
Just
had-
give one of them.
So I had the first one I said was Sammy and Roman.
Agreed.
Sammy and Roman is my number 3. This time I'll say my number 2 is Rhea versus Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think it was the best women's match of the year. There's a case to be made that it was match of the year. Ospreay Omega 2 is my number 1. I have to come up with what the other 2 are. And I like tag team wrestling, so one of them probably is going to be that.
Okay.
But
Well, we'll get back
That's
to
where
you. We got so far for you, Roman, Sammy, Rhea, Charlotte. Fucking hell, I'm gonna go with the triple threat intercontinental from Mania. Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre. I have a feeling a lot of WrestleMania 39 is gonna be on our lists.
Yeah. Yep. Because I'm going to add another one to that. Seth and Logan Paul.
Respectable.
Man.
No, we're not doing half year awards, Reed. We're just talking about our 5 favorite matches so far.
And thank you for joining us on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, please go over to our YouTube page. Trevor, sorry, I'm going to pop this up over your face for a second.
It's fine.
Follow that QR code. It'll take you to all of our socials.
There, now it is over my face.
All right. Trevor, what was your second?
MJF and Bryan Danielson Iron Man match.
All right. Jeremiah.
Man, Ethan took mine.
You can still pick any match that any of us said.
These are just our favorites.
Oh, that one.
The Seth versus Logan.
Yes.
All right. Okay, we all got 2 now. I'm gonna go back to Russ. Put your fucking answers down. You know what? In fact, I'll bring you on when I need you. I'll bring you on when I need you at this point.
Wow. That was.
Be a lad,
Oh.
Russ. Be a lad. I'm
that
not
was
gonna
a
read
flex.
that.
be Aladdin?
Aladdin.
Problem is you put like Arabian moon.
Yeah, that's
All right.
What do you need? All right, I'm gonna hit you with my last one. MJF
I only have 2 of yours down because I'm
because you
only
didn't
going
listen. You didn't
because
listen.
I'm rotating order. So wait your turn for the next one instead
I
of
already
just
read,
shooting
I
them
already
all
read
out.
3
No.
off to you. I read 3 off to you.
Well, then what's your third one now?
Don't tell me that you want the top 5 and then go.
We're going around like we normally do. Don't be a dick.
I'm not. I'm just.
You are being a dick.
I did the homework. I did it right now.
What is your number 3?
That was Sammy versus Roman.
Okay, what is your number 2?
That was Rhea versus Charlotte.
What's
What's your number 1?
Osprey Omega 2
Okay.
at Forbidden Door. The door that was forbidden.
All right.
You're number
Jeremiah,
4
what's
now.
your number 3?
Or around 3. Okay.
Oh, I'm on 3 now? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Christ
yeah.
almighty, you guys are giving me a headache.
well, dog, I'm high, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't know that we were doing this today.
You can tell Jeremiah that like a dog wrestled an anaconda, and at this point be like, bro, that's great. That's
He's
great.
going to say Cocaine Bear is his 3rd favorite
The
match of the year.
cocaine bear.
That was a really good match, though. Like, the bear took on all the people and
Oh,
overlooked the win.
spoilers.
Spoiler! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The bear was sober and like did community service for us.
It was actually called
Guys,
the bear
this is
who
just
didn't do
this is-
cocaine.
This is just baking
The
powder. I
bear
went
who
through a
just-
pantry, guys. What are we running for?
The bear who despised cocaine. Yeah, it's like a kid's book from Dare.
A bear who despised cocaine.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know who's going to steal that gimmick, but someone
Yeah.
needs to be a bear who despises cocaine. And go,
I like that, man. That's a really. Oh man. Yeah, no. What if it's not like a bear, right? Like we're all thinking it's just a big man in like a leather vest.
yeah,
With, like,
that's
leather
the type of
tights.
bear I'm talking
Yeah.
about, man.
And he's just not about
Like-
cocaine.
Like
At
who
all.
comes out with Sam Beal? I can't remember his name.
Ox.
Ox is the bear.
Ox is the bear who despises cocaine. Ooh, speaking of indie guys, I'm gonna choose a match that aired on Impact recently, and it was Jason Hotch versus Christopher Bay.
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it was actually really baller because they like went all out, and it was fire sauce.
A hipster pick if I've ever heard one.
Wow, because
Wow.
mine's gonna end up being super more hipster.
That's my
than
boy,
that.
Trevor.
dog. That's
Trevor,
my
what's
boy.
yours?
Uh,
Trevor just fucking came back from the future.
No, I was trying to look something up and freaking started playing in my ear. We're on number
Started
3.
playing with
right?
your ear.
What's your number 3?
I'm gonna go with the best of 7 for the trios titles.
Which one?
Oh fuck.
Oh,
He's going the
Please.
whole thing.
I like them all, but hold on.
Ugh.
the thing that killed the ratings every time it was on in the main event. Those.
Oh no.
Didn't kill Trevor's ratings. His dick was hard as a fucking rock.
That's why they held the call a roofer every 2 weeks.
Dog, whenever you say like a rock, does anybody else hear that like that Colorado truck?
Rock a rock.
Like a rock.
Bob Seger song.
Like a rock. Yeah.
Trevor, what's your number 3?
I'll come back to me, I guess.
Ethan, what's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm going to take another hipster pick because, like I said, these are not in order, and Jeremiah is actually going to hit me for this. It is the Fatal 4-Way match that we saw at FU Pay Me.
I'm gonna write down.
Oh, that is
Fatal
really
Four-Way.
good. I don't hate you. That was really good, actually.
Well, because mine's gonna be kind of a hipster pick. It's gonna be Adam Wick versus 12 Gauge from that same FU show.
That wasn't the same show. That was later.
It's gonna be
May.
Are you talking about the Fatal 4-Way, like the 4-Way where it was the reverse elimination?
No, I'm talking
he's
about,
talking
Adam,
KJ, fucking
Hotch
the
and,
Monster, and
Monster.
Hotch. Madman Fulton. Yeah.
yeah. Main event
that
monster.
That was it was KJ, Adam, Madman, and
Hotch.
Hotch.
oh yeah, it was Hodge. All
It
right,
was Hotch. That was a
Trevor, we need your 3rd pick.
ridiculous main event out of
It
nowhere.
was the January 11th match, ladder match with the best of 7 series.
All right, best of 7 ladder match.
There you go.
All right, Russ.
Escalera de la Muerte. I'm gonna go with Brian Keith and Black Taurus at WCPW. Can you work Fridays? I don't know if you got. I'm just kidding. MJF versus Danielson Iron Man match.
All right, Jeremiah.
Dog, I got high the other day and I rewatched Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville from Mania a few years ago, and that's my pick.
He's like, I saw it this year.
It still holds. It was really good.
The Rock
No.
versus Hogan.
No, I can't. No, that one is not good.
What?
Yeah, it had Hogan in it. It automatically drops at points. I'm sorry.
Trevor, what's your number 4?
My number
Somebody's
4
gonna get a
is
DMCA takedown for the Star Wars in the background.
Oh, I'm watching. Oh shit! I'll turn it down.
DMCA takedown.
my number 4 is when Gigi Jacobs came in, cashed in his what button is it? Damn it.
Oh shit button.
Oh,
The
shit.
oh shit button and won the trios titles.
All right.
From
Ethan.
It's gonna be Ilya Dragunov and Dijak.
All right.
Battleground 2023, just to be clarifying, the last man standing match.
Thank you. I'm gonna go with the Usos versus. I'm gonna go with the Bloodline Civil War. All right, Russ, give me your 5th answer finally.
I made a change. I was going to say CMFTR versus Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe
That was a good match.
because I loved that first episode of Collision and how different it felt. And that capped it off. But I changed it because there was a match on that same card that was so freaking good. I would watch it 100 times out of 100. And that is Andrade versus Buddy Matthews. That match, if we're gonna say Osprey and Omega 2, like I'm not saying it's quite the same, but man, on a rewatchable scale and just a general excitement and we had high expectations and it even exceeded them. Andrade versus Buddy. That's number 5.
Okay. Maya.
I'm gonna go with a horror slam match actually, but it
Easter
was
Rabbit?
me versus Chinstrap versus Mark Ross versus Damian
yeah.
Chambers, and that shit
I
was
love
fire. I don't fucking care.
I did the video for that match. He did
That
he did the announcing for that match.
You
That
can
match
find
was
it on our
fire.
YouTube channel.
Ooh, or
All right.
me and the Easter Bunny, dog. Me and the Easter
I think
Bunny.
The Easter Bunny was the
that was fun, but I think the other one was a better match.
Yeah,
It was.
like I did stuff in the other match. The Easter Bunny did all of the lifting in that match.
It was just when Clint yelled, "The Easter Bunny is fucking here!" It was just great.
Oh yeah, my best call of my life. The Easter Bunny is fucking here.
Good, so bad that that's his best line. Like if you had a doll right now and you could pull its string, it would go, "The Easter Bunny's fucking here!" Like that's it. That's the.
Or
Yeah,
it would
not
just
a,
be,
not a
or
wooden-
it would be the fucking the Joey Styles. Oh my god! All right,
There's a merch
Trevor.
idea.
Trevor, what's your number 5?
So, this is my number 5 match was Mark Ross versus Adam F. Wick from the first FU show I ever went to.
That was Halloween 2022, but we'll give it to you just because we gave him.
I don't care. I'm on this show like once in a fucking while. I don't care.
All right, Ethan, what's your number 5?
I break.
What in my opinion was
You can
a
pick any year. Remember,
super was a guys, we're gonna harken back to this. I'd
Flair
like you to
versus
all look at
Steamboat.
I'd like you to look at the greatest wrestling match of all time. It's going to be Luthez. We're harkening it back to Madison Square Garden. No, it's going to be another star-making event, though. The January 11th episode of AEW Dynamite, when Konosuke Takeshita ascended to greatness against Bryan Danielson in that
was a good
match.
That was.
That is what made me up to that point. I was like, I like Takeshita. I like him. I think he's good. Now I'm like, that guy's must see fucking television for me.
Who's a bigger star right now? Or who do you think has more potential going forward? Wheeler Yuta or Konosuke Takeshita?
Takeshita.
That's good.
Let's go.
I just wanted to put that out there.
My number 5 is the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW World Championship from Double or Nothing.
Good work rate match.
It was fun. We actually got best rivalry with Stone Cold versus The Rock, period. I mean, that's the most famous rivalry of all time. I love that one.
I argue John Cena versus Randy Orton.
That's the longest feud of all time.
But like all the peaks in it are like top tier peaks. Like hit his father. He had him handcuffed at one point. The ladder bro. I'm just best rivalry.
If we're going old school, I'm gonna say Sting versus Ric Flair. If we're going more modern, I'll say Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Okada. I know that's a hipster answer, but I think it's
the bloodline. I have a hard time, and maybe it's recency bias, but usually when wrestling, you look back on things more fondly than you see them when they're happening on television at the time.
What's the rivalry, though?
It's the rivalry is Roman with himself.
It's a storyline. It's not a rivalry.
It's not a rivalry.
Okay. I mean, if we want to,
I have a rivalry. I have an alternative.
Roman, I guess.
What's yours, baby?
Terry Runnels versus Moppy.
Bro, that one had me hooked.
Dog, that was intense. Like that. Yeah, no.
She put Moppy in a wood chipper.
She did.
Poor Perry Saturn.
Big boss man Al Snow.
Was that when Head was around?
No, that's when the big boss man turned Al Snow's fucking chihuahua in the Chinese food.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was when Boss Man was on, probably. And like, if we ever do, what was the greatest heel run of all time? It's the Big Boss Man. Like they're like we can all have a top 5 because he's number one. Like given. Like that was when he was crashing funerals and dragging coffins, fucking by a truck.
We got Goldberg versus NWO. That's a good rivalry. However, WWF versus WCW. That's one of the most botched rivalries of all time.
Oh man, fucking R.I.P. Ray Trailer for that.
That is a rivalry I'll always look back of what could have been if WWE just would have bought out the contracts for Hall, Nash, Hogan, and Goldberg. And Sting.
Lance Storm versus America.
The Un-Americans?
The Un-Americans.
No, the WCW run where Lance Storm had like all the titles.
He turned all the titles into Canadian titles.
And he made them all Canadian titles. There was the Canadian Championship. He had one that was like in like Stone Championship, and then they turned another one into something stupid.
Like he took the Hardcore Championship and called it the Canadian Hardcore Championship.
He had like 3 belts, all belts that like just weren't the heavyweight belt, were just on Lance Storm.
So can we just a shout out when we're speaking of rivalries to things outside of WWE and WCW? Bobby Roode and James Storm from TNA was another one of those just absolutely fucking legendary ones.
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, dog.
Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle.
Oh God,
Samoa Joe, Sting. Okay,
Samoa Joe, Finn Balor from NXT.
Yeah,
Samoa Joe, CM Punk.
While we're on the TNA run, what about Gail Kim and Awesome Kong?
That's a great one.
AJ Styles and
Petey
Christopher
Williams.
Daniels.
Anything with Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles was good. Same thing with Petey Williams, Samoa Joe.
Beer Money, Motor City Machine Guns.
Vampiro Sting. Sorry.
Wrestling Society X?
Stop.
Team Canada versus Team USA.
Vampiro versus Sting is what made me question my fanhood.
Macho Man versus DDP.
Hey, can we get a
Buff Bagwell versus
a forklift?
Chris Canyon
versus Christopher Canyon, sir.
Nobody better.
The premier rivalry. One might say it sparked a generation of podcasters.
It quite possibly could have been. I do have a question. Can we do a World Cup? Jeremiah, I need you to the World Cup like TNA used to do it with the point system. Let's go. Let's do this.
In one night.
Yes. One night.
We'll have 30 matches, 8 guys.
Run it on a Sunday. It runs from Sunday from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Everyone's wrestling in a round robin tournament.
Can I say, I do want to shout this out because we're running up on the end of the show here. There is something happening that I thought was pretty monumental for us wrestling going down tomorrow night. That is the defense of the IPW women's belt is taking place.
Women's title. It is.
So
that
the
is factual.
second ever women's match on For Us Wrestling is actually for the IPW women's belt that is most recently won as well by the champion Stella Buo.
Who defeated Randall West.
Yep. An absolute I know, like you said, she does not like to be called legend. However, a well-known name in the Midwest independent wrestling scene. That's
she
the
is
best
the
way
mother of all mothers up in this mother. The definition of hardcore, yada yada, blah blah, all the good stuff. Randy's a beast, bro. Like, she's tough as fucking nails, man.
So,
and this little birdie said hootie hoo and won.
hootie hoo.
I want to take a big shout out here because I know all of us are big fans of him, but Eddie Kingston also won the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship this past weekend.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
I saw a picture of that right earlier of Eddie with that belt, and it was like about eating hot dogs.
So my wife earlier, she got mad. She looked at the sink and she went, "Dishes again? Nah, now we're doing paper plates, paper pots, paper pans, everything." And I was like, paper pots, paper pans, partner. And she goes, "What did you do?" And I was like, you sound like fucking Eddie Kingston yelling at me about dishes.
Partner.
Paper plates, pots, and pans, partner. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where did you come from?
Well, Jeremiah, we'll give you the floor to promote the shit out of your show tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're running up on our time.
Tomorrow night, y'all, be there. 8 o'clock is doors at the Folding Warehouse, Ypsi, Ann Arbor. It's going to be For Us Wrestling presents Oops All Bangers 2. It's our WrestleMania, if you will. I don't know. I just call it the most sugar-packed bowl of cereal you're going to have all year. It has breakfast matches like the Cookie Crisp, DBA, and Chip. Oh, that's we'll go
This is
with
the
that
only
one.
flyer I have.
Oh, you're good. That's the Great Tiger v. Adam Wick for the For Us Championship. It's Frosted Flakes, if you can't tell. That's the only one we got. You can pull it down.
Jeez.
Yeah. Bro, it's gonna be a blast. There's a Lego match. There's a first blood tag match. There's an unsanctioned intergender match. There's a 4-way ladder tag match, dog. You got Mongo versus Orion. You got the trios belts, which means there's a 6-man tag. You got chaos, bro. DBA versus Ladon with the squirrel. The squirrel will be there.
Shit.
I don't know. Ladon's gonna get chicken to Cody though. He's undefeated with chicken to Cody. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much shit going on. Lane's Pizza's in the house, serving up my favorite pizza in the whole world. They got a great selection of beer because it's a Folding Warehouse, so it's a hipster sport. And so they got, hipsters have to have a different beer every round. It's true. It's what hipsters do.
Do you know how do you hear about the hipster who burned his mouth?
No, what happened?
He ate the pizza before it was cool.
That was good.
You rascal.
That was really good. But yeah, man, no, it's gonna be dope. Be there. We got Congo Kong, the Dread King Logan, Anthony Katina, Jamal King. Solo somehow found himself in this star-studded matchup. Suplex Shogun. That's just one match, man, because it's Oops All Bangers too.
You're forgetting the most important person in that match.
That's not that match.
That's not that match.
Whatever. I'm trying to get you to talk about this.
Why talk about me? Talk about him. He's up for a tag team, the championship, the Best Friends Forever championship bracelet match.
It's true. It's me.
It's
me and the Outset taking on the remnants of Killing the Business. Studio 86 is out, but they bought assassins known as the Made Men, who dropped a really cool promo. Check that out. And then you got, of course, Wrestling Royalty, the SATs up in that boy. That's going to be insane. That's 8 people in a ladder match. It's going to hurt because, like, falling from normal height hurts. So I'm only going to imagine falling from ladder height hurts more.
Some of the matches that they're doing, if you don't watch the live broadcast with Wrestling Rage, some of the matches, not all of them, will be available on our YouTube page 5 days later, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
They'll be up as soon as they can. Like,
yeah.
Clinton's not a wizard.
I gotta work and shit.
Ethan, there he is. Yeah, I figured it out. Ethan, though, is making his in-ring debut. He's finally put in that investment to use, if you will.
Yeah, I kind of got tired of getting told I paid for the fan experience.
You did. That was a really good line. I don't care.
That was a fantastic line. You know how good that line was? You know how good that line was? That line got me to get up out of this fucking chair and go back.
I know. That's one of those, bro, you got Dean Hendricks, if you will, where, like, Tommy said, you're a part-timer, and Dean was like, I'm going to fucking murder you. Mm-hmm. But, like, you're not fighting me because I'm in a main event. You're in a scrumble. The scrumble's cool, though. Like, I'm not even talking shit on it. I wouldn't want to be in that scrumble match. Like, you got to go up against guys like Big Murph. You got to go up against guys like Aaron Ashura.
There's a goddamn owl in that match. I'm slightly afraid of birds. He might be a government drone, and there's a fucking owl in that match.
Like, he's immune to electricity.
The owl guy.
The owl guy. He's in that one. Who else? You got then you got the little guys, the high flyers. You got Devon Riker. You got Roy Williams, like, he's a high flyer. Anthony Coleman. Anthony Coleman, featherweight MMA fighter. Like, you got this.
To let everybody know that
and Dante
at 5'9", 220 pounds, I am the third smallest guy in this match.
Yeah, you are, dog.
That is fucking terrifying.
Bro, Roy Williams, man.
Don't be a pussy.
Roy's like 6'3", 250. Fucking Anthony Coleman's a literal heavyweight MMA fighter who's like 300 pounds and 6'4".
Look, all I can say
Devon Riker's 6'1" and like
go for the knees.
Power
350 pounds, but he actually moves like a lightweight, which is even scarier.
All I can think of is that if I have the opportunity to win, I'm gonna have to dig deep into the ultimate opportunist mindset. But if not, the last words out of my mouth as I'm being thrown over the top rope are either going to be thank you or we love you, Judy.
You got a good shot, though, because it's not a normal match. Like, you don't have to pin.
Maya, we're signing off, bud. Guys. We're signing off, bud. We can continue this conversation after. Join us tomorrow night as me and Annie will bring you the live pre-show, 7:15 on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We love you, Judy. From Clinton, from Ethan, from Trevor, from Maya, from Russ. We all love y'all. Have a good night.